We got the special limited set, and we finally got the Agubond Ace, and that's the very first deck I wanted to build because I love some Agubond. Ever since it came out, I built it and I used it. I liked it. At some point, it was really good, and then it just got power crept like everything else. But it's actually better now. And yeah, let's take a look at updated Bond. What this deck is going to be good at is being aggressive, multiple checks, and some sort of control. So I am playing the promo Greymons, which we'll get into. Horomon, this is a BT9 one. While this Digimon has Agumon or Greymon in its name, it gets 1000. So this also helps with the new Ace, and that DP actually benefits its when digivolving. It is a handful of Agumons. We're going to start off with the Bond Agumons. This one is really good. I actually really like the alterns. The alterns because it could actually steal turns, right? Alterns once per turn. When you play a Tamer with Tai Kamiya in its name, gain 1 memory. So if they check at security, and if it's a tie, then this triggers, and if they were at 0, then you gain a memory. Now it sucks if you don't have a memory set or anything like that, but steal turns. So really nice for that. The inherit, while this Digimon has Bond of Bravery, it gets security attack +1. I'll be honest, it doesn't come up as much unless you're gonna go right off the bat in the beginning, go into the Bond of Bravery and just swing. But it's kind of what I use the Greymons for. So 4 of those, really more for the alterns. Be able to digivolve to Greymon, start at your main phase for free. So we're using the BT14 Agumon. That's pretty much it. If you have a Tamer with Tai in its name, then you're able to digivolve into a Greymon during your main phase, starting main phase. So digivolve for free, and it's really good because a lot of the times you don't have a memory setter, or even if you move up, it'll put you at 2, right from the Bond Tai. You get a memory, you draw 1, digivolve for 0, and then you can actually go and digivolve into a level 5 and leave your opponent at 1 if they don't have a memory setter. Inherit, your turn. While this Digimon has Greymon or Agumon in its name, it gets 2000 DP. 4 of the starter deck 7 Agumon. This one, the inherit, simply when attacking, when this Digimon attacks a player, it gets 2000 DP for the turn, so just giving your Greymon more DP. And of course the Agumon itself. 2 of the BT12 one, and this one I don't run more than 2. Not that you can't, but I don't want to bottom deck Bond of Braveries because this one has on play. Reveal 4 cards. You get to get a Digimon card with Greymon or Agumon in its name, and 1 Tamer card with Tai in its name. The rest get bottom deck. So this is more for searching for Tais and or Greymons, level 6s, 4s, etc. So it does come up. And then, since I'm running the SkullGreymon, you can play any of these when it gets deleted, so you can recycle these Agumons as well. Last but not least, 2 of the EX4 Agumons. Now this one, could be a little different. You could switch this for the Agumon that's black, where starting your turn, if your opponent has a Digimon, to gain a memory. I'll talk about why I run these Agumons. This one has a start of your main phase. If you have a red or yellow Tamer in play, gain 1 memory. I feel like that's easier than sometimes your opponent having Digimon, especially if they don't move up and they're kind of getting ready to, or preparing to do their whatever they're going to do. Inherit, your turn. When one of your red or yellow Digimon becomes suspended, draw 1. This works with Kari and Tai. Swing with the red or yellow Digimon, tap it, give your opponent security -2k, trigger, draw. Pretty much it. These Agumons. These are very important, and I'll get to it when we get to the Greymons, because they have the Digivolve 0 from Horomon. These do not. I'll go over the combo, one of the combos. It's really fun to do. Greymons, we're also running a few, and I'll explain my ratios, or I guess why I'm running. Greymon's promo Greymon 010 or 10. Man, this card was it was expensive back in the day. I don't know how much it is now, but you Digivolve for 2. And then if you have a Digimon in its sources, security attack +1. With all the inherits, you can actually bump this up to 7, 8 with the egg. but we'll get to it. You can actually increase it even more. Actually, yeah, we'll talk about it now. But if you end up being able to tuck in this Greymon underneath it, you can give it another 3,000. I've gotten it up to like 13k. I think that's a thing. I think you can do that. And give me a second. So, Digivolve 3 with Agumon and name costs 2. When Digivolving, if this Digimon's name is Koromon, this Digimon gets 3000 DP for the turn. Then delete one of your opponent's Digimon with as much or less DP as this Digimon. While turns, this Digimon gains all the names of level 3 or lower cards in its sources. So this was very confusing. I ended up talking to people on some Discord and some judges. Basically, you know, I would think like, okay, it has Greymon and Agumon in its name. I thought it would work that way, but it doesn't. The way it works is brackets Greymon, brackets bracket Agumon, bracket Agumon, and then bracket Koromon, bracket. So it has those 3 separate names at the same time, which that's how it's able to digivolve. You can digivolve Agumon on top of Greymon. On deletion for the inherit and itself, you may play one Tamer card with Tai or Kari in its name from your hand without paying a cost, or hatch in your breeding area. All comes up. Honestly, I think this is one of the best cards in the deck. It's really good. Let me round off 4 of the starter deck 15 Greymon. Now hear me out. You're thinking like, okay, yeah, it's a lot. Blocker, it's good. I'm not really using it for blocker. What I'm using it is for the security effect. You may play one Agumon or Tamer card with Tai in its name from your hand or trash without paying the cost. The reason I do that is because if this is your last security card, hits it, bring out Agumon from your trash or hand, then if they're going to swing again, now you can ace into Agumon Bond of Friendship, Courage. So it helps. It helps being able to blast, and I really like it. The inherit, it does come up when you go into WarGreymon, but it's not, you know, one of those things. And then if it is in your hand, I mean, a blocker is always good. It's not. You could just swing with it. But let me get into a little combo here before I finish off with the rest of the deck. So we're focusing on these, and here's where the Agumons that I told you are important come into play. And the ones that don't have the alternate Koromon, right? So the reason this would work, the Agumon has to have the Digivolution. Sorry, I know this lighting's booty. Right there, it says Koromon, brackets, cost 0. It doesn't say level 2 Koromon. If it did, then it wouldn't be able to digivolve over the Greymon. So because of that, if you're in your breeding phase, there's a lot of cards here. Hold on. So, ideally, you want to digivolve first into a card that doesn't have that Koromon in this bracket, which it could be any of these, right? It could even be this one because you could end up going into bond over this Greymon because it will inherit the Agumon in its name. So it really kind of doesn't matter. It depends what you're going to do. But let's say it's this Agumon, one attacking gives 2000 DP. You move up. If you're at 3 memory, or in this case, I mean, even if it's that one, I guess this is more of a perfect example here. You have a Tamer. Let's pretend this is your Tamer here. Your Tai. Now you can digivolve into Greymon for 0. Digivolve into Greymon. Gets 3000 DP for the turn. Pop a Digimon with, this is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So you can pop just almost about any level 5 or lower. Some level 6s. Then, now, you can go back to, sorry, it's Tamer. You can go back to, where the hell? All the Agumons. And you can go into, again, it really does not matter at this point. Actually, it does. So here is where you would have to go into a one that has a Koromon bracket. Now you go to 0, draw. Now you can cycle again. You can do that for 2. And now he carries over the 3k, so now he gets 6k. 6k, so that's 11. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, pop something with 16k. If you don't do that, then now you can go for 2, draw. Now you get 3k from the Greymon, so he's at 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Swing, check +1, 13. And if he dies, now you get to recycle and even hatch and kind of try to do it all over again. But then when he does survive, and that's when you can just go into your like level 5s, and which is why I'm running SkullGreymons. So after that, you're gonna survive more than likely, unless you're hitting an option card. But even then, you know, you have your own deletion effect. You top off, Digivolve for 3 into SkullGreymon. Now here it depends what you want to do. You can either leave it as is, because when it gets deleted, if you have a timer, if you have on deletion you may play 1 Agumon from your trash without paying the cost. If you have a Tamer with tie in its name, that Digimon gains rush for the turn. So here's where having memory really helps, because you can do all that, pop it, bring out another Agumon, get rush, and keep going with the combo if you want. But when Digivolving, you may trash 1 card from your hand, which helps if you don't have an Agumon in trash. Now you can trash an Agumon, and then you get to delete one of your opponent with the lowest, delete one of your Digimon with the lowest level, and one of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest level. I love this because you're already popping with Greymon, so now what's going to be left over is their high stack or their highest level. Now you pop that, and it goes away, and you can come back with Agumon if you want. So now when it's your turn again, you get to Digivolve for free because you'll have the Tamer, and there we go. You end up cycling again, going for 2, and then doing the check. So it's really fun. So because of that, I'm doing 5 of the SkullGreymons. It has its own separate. The reason it works, even though it's purple, it has its own separate Digivolution requirement. Level 4 with Greymon and its name costs 3. So you can go over the white Greymon. Secret Rare WarGreymon from BT14. When Digivolving, level 5 with Greymon and its name for a cost of 4. Separate requirement, or Digivolution route if you want to say. While you have a Tamer with tie in its name and your opponent has a Digimon with 10,000 DP or more, one of your Agumon may Digivolve into this card in your hand for a Digivolution cost of 4, ignoring its Digivolution requirement. When it Digivolves, it gets Raid for the turn, then it may attack, so it's pseudo blitz. Keep in mind, if you did play the Agumon there and then you warp, you can't, because you still have the summoning sickness. You would need to have rush. When attacking, if you have a Tamer, this Digimon gains security attack +1 and piercing, which is phenomenal, especially with when you're going to raid into big bodies. Get piercing, security attack +1. You have the Koromon, you have Agumon. He could jump up to like 16, 15k. Good overall. You could also go from Greymon so long as he has an Agumon to inherit the name. So you could pop something, and then you can go. So if you're at 2, bring up your Agumon, go into Greymon, 0, doesn't matter. Well, yeah, as long as it's your turn. Go on to WarGrey, so long as you can meet the requirement. And now you can raid, security attack +1, and you know you'll get attack player. The attack player works because you're first targeting the security stack, which is your player. Raid just redirects to the highest opponent's Digimon, if I'm not mistaken. And then when you delete, obviously the Greymon will kick in. So there's just quite a bit you could do with this deck. It's really fun. Been having fun with this. 7, 2 of the OG Bond of Bravery. I like this one, but the new one is just better. This one has 1 attacking. If you have a Tamer in play, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 13,000 DP or less. So it pops 1 Digimon every time you attack. There is no way to unsuspend. Now, if you could unsuspend and then swing again, it would probably be a little better. Well, it'll be better. Your turn once per turn. When an opponent's Digimon is deleted, trash top card of the security stack. Pretty good. This is kind of, it really depends. The ace, the Bond ace, you kind of want to save it for when you have like a WarGreymon, you swing and they're trying to get rid of it, or your Greymon. Then you can just ace into it. This one, I kind of find myself not using it too much, but you could use it early on to bring your security down. And then that would be in that sweet spot because you need to have 2 or less for the ace in order to Digivolve on top of the Agumon. So this could help for that. And of course, the main boss, the new Agumon Bond of Bravery Ace, here we go, has a separate requirement for Digivolution. While you have 2 or fewer security cards, close bracket Agumon costs 3 for Digivolve. So here's where you can just Digivolve into over your secret rare Greymon, so long as you have Agumon underneath. And of course, any Agumon you have, you can just boom, go on top of it on your turn or the other, or Ace. I love this because there's no drawback. There's no get deleted at the end of the turn if you have, you know, X amount of security like the tie does. I'm playing when Digivolving, delete up to this Digimon's total DP worth of your opponent's Digimon. This is like a built-in, it's kind of like a Crimson Flare, but just so much better. It's kind of like it's a Gallimon as well. If you have, that's not Greymon. If you're stacking Greymons somehow, and you got the Coromon, and yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So anything that gives you DP, right? This gives you if you Digivolve, then same turn going to here, this 3,000, 4,000, you're at 18. You can whiteboard. Crazy. Whiteboard. Then I don't know if I talked about one attacking. One attacking once per turn if you have a Tamer, trash your opponent's top security card. So obviously, just trash. So that's it. I'm playing 4 and 2. I do like this ratio. And let's go with the Tamers, which you probably already know. Of course, we have to run the 4 of the BT6 ties. This is the adult one. This one, your turn. When one of your Digimon with Agumon or Greymon and its name moves from the breeding area to the battle area, gain 1 memory and draw 1. I will note, if you have all 4 and you move up Agumon or Greymon, you'll gain 4 memory and you'll draw 4 times. Crazy. Once per turn, Digivolve your Agumon, close brackets, into 1 Agumon Bond of Bravery, close brackets, in your hand for its Digivolution cost. Ignore its level. If you do, trash the top 2 cards of your security stack. Then if you have 1 or more security cards, delete that Digimon at the end of the turn. It really sucks for this one, because then you'll have that overflow hitting you back. Sometimes it might be worth it if you're in a clear board, but I mean, it's -5. So be careful with that. Really, you're just doing it for the OG. But then when you do that, sometimes, you know, if they leave you at 1, you have 1 tie, the Digivolve, you go to 1, then you can't even take advantage of its 1 attacking. It's just, you know, it doesn't have a 1 Digivolving. And that's where I think some good old Gravity Crush could come in. Or doing that, if you are gonna win, you don't have enough memory, your opponent has 1 security and 1 Digimon, because that's the whole gimmick of this. Go ahead, play Gravity Crush. Now Digivolve, warp, go there, trash security, attack, delete 1 of their Digimon, 1 of their Digimon get deleted, trash security card, and then go for game. So I was playing Red Scramble. I was playing what was the other card? The training boost. Red Scramble's good. It's not bad. It's good with the level 6 WarGreymon. You'll end up evolving for 3 as opposed to 4. And then of course you can play a Digimon for 2k. But I didn't use it as much because I do have Black Greymons, I have the purple SkullGreymons, and there's already a lot of ways for me to bring Agumon back with SkullGreymon and something else, right? And yeah, I think that's it. But anyway, so there's ways to do it. So I think Gravity Crush is just better. You can substitute this for anything you want. I don't think, because of the Bond of Bravery Ace, I don't think you need to run Crimsons anymore. Could be mistaken, because even in on-play you can whiteboard. I know it's costly, but they still have to answer to that bond. Last but not least, 2 of the tie-in cards. This one, if you have 3 security, you get 1 memory. If your opponent has 3 security or less, gain 1 memory. You get up to 2 memories. You return 1 of your red or yellow Digimon attacks by suspending this Tamer. All your opponent's security Digimon get -2,000. that is phenomenal for this Greymon. I'm really contemplating on running one more of these, but searching is there, so it's good. Maybe 3 and 3, but yeah, it's good so far. But really using it for this, reduce it, swing, it's gonna survive. Then again, you can go into SkullGreymon or whatever. Really fun. If you guys are running this, what's your ratios? Are you running more of the OG bonds? Are you dropping it? Some people are using just the new ace on like WarGreymon deck. I haven't tried that yet. I will try it. So it's really fun. It is fun against Mirage though. Be careful, because you're drawing a lot from effects and it's gonna... Thanks so much for the support on these deck boxes. It's been quite a few orders. I am thinking of adding magnets to it. I don't know. I don't think it really needs it. They're pretty much in there. And so fun. Pick these up at my Etsy shop along with counters and a bunch of other stuff. Anyway, I'll catch you guys in the next video.